After you've peeled all the layers of yourself back and you've done all this great healing and you're showing up more authentically, you may ask yourself what's next. And the answer is simple: it's governance, which is just everything you learned in action. It's self authority in action. And that's your principles, your values, everything that you stand for. You actually embodying it, and not just on the surface with yourself, underneath the surface. It's structure. It's you building internally before you can even do anything externally. And that's why a lot of us, we start to build things and they start to crumble down. In tarot, we call this tower moments, where the foundation crumbles because it's not sustainable. And it's not sustainable because it is missing governance, which is leadership. You actually saying who you are, being who you are, doing what you are. Where does your time, your attention, and emotions go? Are you still entertaining things that no longer resonate with you? Then you haven't fully trusted yourself to embody that version of you yet. This is how we create structure internally, because this structure you're creating internally is protecting your vision, one that only divine has given you. It's protecting your well-being. It's protecting your emotional world. And without that protection, everything will crumble. The best thing that I recommend is checking in with yourself before any decisions. Checking in with yourself, making sure, does this feel okay with me? Not just because your mind has an answer for it, but really embody before making a decision. True self governance births iconic people. Think about it. I like to use Beyonce's albums as like an evolution of her identity into her becoming more self authoritarian, evolving into a leadership in her field. I like to think of the album Lemonade, where, it was a rough time. She was dealing with infidelity and all these things. And that album was her channeling her healing. She went through a season of healing and she got to the root of who she was authentically. And then what happened? She rose. She became more magnetic. She became more iconic. She produced more albums for us and still is, because she is self-governed. She understands herself. She has her own morals and values that she holds herself up to before the world sees her. And you should be that same way. One practice that works for me is, before I do anything, before I make content, I take the morning to myself. I send the kids to school and I listen to music. I move my body. I dance. I do some yoga. Sometimes I do other exercises. But I need to know what my body needs first. That's me putting myself first. Choosing my principles that's true to me. My morals that's true to me. And my morals and values have shifted as I have evolved and shed my identity many times. For example, I no longer match energy. I'm a Libra, so that was one big thing I had. I would match energy. If somebody was happy, I'd be like, well, they're in a good mood. I guess I could cheer up. Or if somebody was angry, then I'd be like, I'm mad too. Not necessarily mad, but I'd be down. That's matching energy under the surface before you start matching it in reality. I don't show up online. I don't show up for nobody else until I show up for myself. That is my number one principle that I am holding tight to, which is the key to leadership. Authenticity tells you who you are, but governance is telling the world who you decide to be. In every choice, in every decision, I choose who I decide to show up as today. Follow me for more.